a couple of weeks ago, I started a series um, simply called, Fight for Your Family. And the subtitle was the difference between um, man and woman, you know. And I want you to go back. I have one episode, and this right here is going to. They're gonna all be connected. They're gonna all be part of this series, and I want you, if you're watching this one, I want you to go back and watch the other one, and I want you to be mindful, because I'm going to be continuing on this journey as God, you know, continues to unfold this. But I am going to share with you um, one more reason, to believe why men and women are different. And you say, well, that's obvious, yeah, it is. It's obvious, but I I'm on this journey because I'm realizing that although we can see it being obvious, we know that it's obvious that men and women are different. um, the expectations are is not so obvious. There's some things that are there's some lines that are crossing over, and there's some lines that are being blurred, that are blurred. And my hope, my prayer, my passion is to bring some clarity to what's going on. This is not about bashing anyone. This is not about putting one up and bringing another down. This is about let's exploring what God said on this matter. Okay, and because I didn't charge my iPad up, I am going to I'm going to read this um, now, simply because I'm really about to lose this iPad. And this is simply called Wives and Husbands. This is how it's titled. Okay, wives, submit to your own husband as to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, his body, and is himself its Savior. Now, as the church submits to Christ, so also wives should submit. And let's change that word, you know, um, respect. Okay, whichever one feels better to you. Okay, wives should submit or to respect in everything to their husband. Okay, now here's where it's getting a little tricky at. Husband, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her, that he may sacrifice, he may um, sanctify her, having cleansed her by the washing of water with the word, so that he might present the church to himself in splendor, without spot or wrinkle. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. So what we have here is two distinct instructions. Okay, we have instruction to the woman, and that woman instruction was real simple. They say, hey, wives, I need you to submit. I need you to respect your husband. Now I know, before I even started this, I know that this right here brings up an outroar and an outrage in a lot of people, of the opposite of my sex, because you're dealing with this almost the feel of caveman type of teaching, and outdated type of teaching, and guys, the mere fact that you feel that way really is why I think this is so important in this day and time. You have this simple instructions to wives to respect your husband. And then very simply put, you have in husbands, I need you to do one simple thing. Out of all the things that God could have instructed man to do, he said, man, listen, husband, I want you to love your wife. Now, there's a reason why I'm here in this vein, because I want to talk to you about what I call unconditional love and unconditional respect. You see, many of us have heard of unconditional love. Yeah, we hear unconditional love. We've been taught that, from the earlier part of dating, unconditional love, and we also use that interchangeably, um, whether we're talking to a male or a female. We talk about unconditional love, but have you ever thought about that there's a such thing as unconditional respect? See, most people, we haven't got over into the unconditional respect side, including myself. See, I kind of stumbled across this teaching, and it totally changed the way I viewed even my relationship, and the reason why I needed what I needed as a man. See, I always thought that, because of teaching, in order for me to be the best who I could be as a husband, as a man, that I needed unconditional love. But I'm gonna go into, based off of that scripture, I'm gonna show you why that was not the case. The case was that what I really needed, to be the best me, to be the best husband, the best father, I needed unconditional respect. Why submit yourself to your husband? Why respect your husband? See, when you understand the nature of woman, you realize that God did not have to instruct her on how to love. One thing that we can all agree on is that God put a overflowing amount of love in each woman. I can remember, or I'm thinking about, the extent that a woman will love, especially the extent that a woman will love her child, and the extent that a woman will love, her husband, her boyfriend, her, her soulmate. The level that she would go, to prove that love, and to sustain that love is just mind-boggling, especially to most men, but to most women, it kind of comes par to down for the course. You see, what we find out is that God knew that that woman was not going to have a love problem. That's why in those instructions he did not say, husband, listen, I need you to love wives, I need you to love your husband. He did not say that. Why? Because he knew she was designed, and she was built that way to love, at a measure that no one can understand. See, think about that child that committed mass murder, and maybe that child went into a place, and with a assault rifle, and just shot up the whole movie theater, the whole school, or the whole in the mall, whatever the case may be. I'm trying to show you a picture, because see, in that case, I want you to see the difference between how a woman would react to that, and how a man would typically react to that situation. A woman can know that her son did that unspeakable act of evil, but she can still say, "That's my boy, and I'ma love him," all the way down to his last moments, when they're ready to put him to death. She's still going to love him. I remember Mary, the mother of Jesus, all the way to his death, all the way to the cross. She never left his side. We don't hear much about where Joseph was at, but we do know that Mary, she knows um, that the man Jesus was found guilty, and he was also sentenced to death, but she never left his side. She always said, well, that's my boy. And she held to that. And a lot of women, a lot of mothers are the same way. And we can even see how wives would always hold true to the love of that spouse. Even though he had done wrong, we still see that she has this ability to find love in some of the darkest places. See, God knew that she was not going to have a problem with loving. What God knew is that she was going to have a problem with respecting. So he gave her a direct order and said, listen, if you want to have success in your relationship, I see already where your deficiency is going to be. Your deficiency is going to be in the fact that you're going to lack respect. We can go all the way back to the garden, and I'm not going to talk much about the garden because I have an episode that I want to deal with what happened in the garden and why we're here now. I could easily have started with that one, but I'm gonna do that one a little separate because I definitely didn't want to put them together. Then you have a man, a husband. He said, God said, husband, I need you to love your wife. See, here's the thing. God could have said, husband, I need you to respect. I need you to submit. I need you to honor. God did not do that. Why? Why he didn't do it? And this is where I want. We're talking about the difference between man and woman. We're talking about the difference between the husband and the wife. Our roles are different. We handle things different. And if we be honest with ourselves, and if we believe that we're part of a creation, that a single thought that have put us all together, we realize that this is not by accident. This is not by accident that you're gonna find the same traits that's in a man. It's not by accident that you're gonna find these same traits in women. I don't care where that woman comes from. I don't care what part of what nationality, what culture, the upbringing. There's going to be some things that are common on both sides, to where no matter who they are, the ethnic background, you're going to say, wow, this is the same. Okay. And it's the same because we have one creator. One creator have created us all. We was all created in his image. God poured out a piece of himself into each one of us. And that's why we're so common. Okay? Now, God said to man, he said, man, listen up. Listen, because I know who you are. I know where you're gonna have your problem at. I know where your deficiency at, man. You're gonna have a problem loving your wife. But see, what he also knew is that God put a level of I'm gonna use the word honor in every man. See, I can go back to um, you know all the way back to the childhood days, and I can remember growing up, as a young boy, how we were taught honor and respect on the playground. You see, I did not need to be, well, I say it like this, because we were so young. I didn't need, or it didn't come about as if another, man, or some outside entity, taught me honor, respect. Now, I'm not talking about mentoring, and I'm not talking about, hey man, your father teaching you, hey, this is the way that you should handle things. Man, of course, yeah, we did that. If you was lucky, you had that. I had that in my life. But I'm talking about that there is something in a male, there's something in our DNA that automatically honor and respect was already in us. Okay, now we sharpened it, we developed it, but we were born with it. But what we did, what God knew, and why I'm telling you that there's a difference between who we are, okay, is because God knew that we were going to have a love problem. So God purposely said that, listen, in order for you, man, husband, in order for you to have a successful relationship, you're going to have to master love. You're going to have to make that your priority. Just as a woman have to master respecting in order to have a successful, productive relationship that's going to be flourishing, man, you're going to have to learn how to love. You got honor and respect and all that stuff down pat, but guys, in order for you to be successful, man, you're going to have to tap into a level of love that you've never had before. You've never done it before, but it's gonna be vital and essential, for you to, in order for you to be productive, you're gonna have to do it. And guys, I'm gonna close out this because I wanted to show you guys the difference. Okay, but here's something that I want you to make sure that you bind this all together with. Okay, when a woman doesn't receive love, she's going to withhold her respect. I'm gonna say that again. When a woman says, you know what, it's official. I am not I am not receiving the love that I need. Why is that? Why is that so important? See, what I want you to understand is that um, a woman receiving love is like the air that she needs to breathe. It is so important to her to where if she does not receive the love, she would die. So when she gets to that point, she literally says, you know what? If I'm here and I'm dying, I'm suffocating, I'm going to withhold what I know that you need the most. And guys, what do men need the most? Well, we need respect the most. Okay, so when a woman doesn't receive love, she withholds her respect. But then let's look at it the other way. When a man doesn't receive respect, guess what, guys? He's going to withhold his love. See, respect to a man is like the air that he breathes. It's a necessity. It's not an option. It's not an option. See, God made us different. So when a man doesn't receive love, when a man don't receive respect, he just withhold love. Whether he does it intentionally or just because of the way that he was made up, because he need this, he need it. Okay, it's because one of the worst things that we can do is look at our counterpartner, our mate, our spouse. You know, our husband, our wife. The worst thing you can do is look at them and expect them to respond like you would respond. We're not made the same. God made us different, but he made us different for a reason. We can see, this is what I believe. I believe that we're going into a place where we're expecting everyone to think like me, react like me, Okay, at the same time, we're trying to be unique and different. See, the problem is that there is, well, the first problem, that mentality comes from a place of selfishness. It comes from a place of arrogance, to where you thinking that you have literally elevated your ways of thinking, to godlike standards. You're elevated. You have decided in your head that you have the only correct way of doing things, and in order for you to be successful in a relationship, you're going to have to change the way that you're processing this. And the first thing that we need to do is just realize is that God made us different.